No, I've never drunk milk so fresh it feels like somebody jizzed in my mouth. I don't know what jizz in my mouth feels like, so. Jordy Guys has to feed 9 people, him and 8 other people he ate. Well, thank you, Laser Cod. Talking shit with Twitch staff in the chat, dude. Big man. You walked for 3 minutes today? I have no clue. I didn't really time how much I walked today. It doesn't matter how many steps my phone says I took today. Quit being nosy. You just caught your dad snipping your underwear? That's kind of fucked up. Let's see, most active people I know get defensive when asked how many steps to take a day. Oh wait, I doubt you left the trailer today. Well, Rob, I know you're leaving the chat today. We got a $1 donation. Big Pimp Daddy. I sucked a fart out of Brandy's asshole. Well, thank you, Big Pimp Daddy. Think about every time you try to have a good time and say something funny and have a video made about it with 50,000 views. All right, we're going to get rid of Wings of Heart problems. I want to go do Longis, that black dude with a big gap in his teeth. This guy's like massively sunburnt for a guy that's this dark.
This guy in the chat said, I do jack off 20 times a day, but I'm not a troll.
20 times, man. Like, after the 3rd time, I'm blessed in water. General dating advice? Like...
And I'm a 2-pump chump, apparently, which, you know, hey, nothing wrong with getting the job done early, right?
Mm-hmm. Alright, real talk. You hear all these guys claim about, like, their sexual... like prowess in bed. You're like, yo, I fuck for like 2 hours, dog. 2 hours.
Yeah, I would talk to that.
I'm sitting around like, if anything past 15, 20 minutes, I'm doing it wrong. What you don't understand about this is most people that fuck for 2 hours either have some type of medication that they're on that keeps them from orgasming, or they're on like their 4th or 5th nut already. Like they beat their dick all day, and now they're screwing.
Hey, on the real though, I really do need sex tips, man.
I will give you the same advice I give people in Rainbow: play to your strengths. For getting girls, man, like dating tips and stuff like that. People ask this all the time, and like, granted, you know, people look at me and like, oh, how's a fat motherfucker like you gonna give dating advice? And now I'm gonna go ahead and put my criteria out there, just lay it out nice and smooth. When you 450 goddamn pounds, right, and you got the social skills of a fucking balloon, you're playing the dating game on hard mode. Super hard mode, right? Very hard, impossible mode, crushing mode, right? So you got to know all the tips and tricks. You got to get into the crafting tree. You got to open that bitch up. You got to read the fucking codexes. You got to learn everything about the goddamn game to perfect your game. So when I'm about to spit this holy sermon to you, you better get a pen and a paper to write this shit down.
I'm ready. I got
the key to getting more girls to get into you is 1, know what the fuck you want. Numero uno. Know what the fuck you want. A lot of guys go around there. They get in. They talk to 2 or 3 girls. They got 3 or 4 girls' names in their phone. They texting around. Find a girl that you're actually dead serious about and put time into that one. Don't fuck around with Brittany and Christina and Wendy. Lock it down. Like, this is the bitch I want in my life, and tell yourself 3 reasons why you want this bitch in your life, right? That's number uno, all right? Number 2, after you figure out what the fuck you want.
Let me ask you something.
All right?
I was going to say, what if you got Brittany and Christina throwing that ass for free left and right, but the bitch you want is holding out, then what?
Well, if you got Brittany and Christina throwing the booty at you for free, you don't need my advice. We talk
slack pussy. I want that prime, that prime time, you know.
Well, that's the whole tip. Find out what you want. If you don't like the slack pussy, if you don't like the slack pussy, go for the prime cut.
Maybe practice on the slack so you're better, and then
you can't. That doesn't work either. That's like saying like I'm gonna go race the IndyCar circuit to get ready for the Indianapolis 500. You know.
That's true.
I mean, like, getting good at pleasing slack pussy is getting good at pleasing slack pussy. You know, there's a saying in Call of Duty. There's a saying in Call of Duty. Being good at 1v1s means you're good at 1v1s.
I didn't even think about that. Holy shit.
I'm trying to figure out how to do a successful cream pie because I'm going to be honest with you, Pimp. Every time I'm about to bust, you know, it's like, oh, shit, I got to pull out, you know. But it's like, you know, I really just want to get up in there and be fucking you know, cream pie, but it's too crazy, you know, it like feels too crazy. I gotta get out of there.
No, you
And
may,
I don't want to.
no, that's your brain telling you the right answer. That's what that is. Like, you got to get out of there, man. You got to. Like, I know you look at motherfuckers like that dude that had all the damn Wayans brothers, like Marlon and like, you know, Sean and all the movie stars. His pullout game was weak as fuck, but it worked out in the end, right? You know, he got like 8 movie stars as kids. That ain't gonna happen to you. What you gonna get is an 18-year payment. Pull that shit out. Pull it out.
That's a good point. I don't know. I just always wanted to try it, you know.
All right. Number 1, figure out what the hell you want. Number 2, I'm gonna address this question right here too. After you figure out what kind of person you want, or what kind of girl you want, or you got one picked out, you gotta have confidence in yourself. If you don't have confidence in yourself, you're out the window, right? You can't go in expecting somebody else to give you something that they don't really care about. For example, you know, so like if you're not happy with yourself and you're not happy with where your life is going, a girl entering your picture is not going to make your life better, because she is not in her best interest to come into your life and make it better, right? That's not how we work as a species. How we work as a species is that girl is looking for the strongest mate. She's not looking to come in and be your mother. That's not how it is, right?
Real
That it might come out that you get a girl that's a caring person that might be a good mother and might be motherly to you, but like, you got to have confidence, and confidence is the number 1 thing that's going to get you the pussy and let you lay it out like some prime beef. All right. So you got to work on yourself. So you got to have hobbies. You got to do things. You got to, you know, dress nice. You can brush your teeth. You know, fucking comb your hair. Put your beard cream in. Put the oil on your beard. Do what you got to do to make yourself feel that you're good and that you're worth something. Once you feel like you're worth something, now it's time to go out there and try to get the pussy, right? Now you're out here, you're on the hunt. You're like a goddamn lion. You're laying in the glass. The gazelles are all running around. They're all looking like fucking snacks, right? So what you got to do now is you got to interject yourself into their life. Girls are very self-centered creatures. For the most part, we're generalizing here. We're doing 90% here. Very self-centered creatures. So what you want to do is you want to make reasons to be around her. Don't go in there being like, yo, baby, what's up? You look like an angel. You fell from heaven, son. Let me buy you a drink. That shit might work on somebody that's already drunk, but it ain't going to work on some prime cut. Not going to happen. If you want the prime cutty, you're going to have to interject yourself in her life. You're going to have to be her best friend. Give her a reason.
Oh, I disagree. If you go in trying to be the best friend zone.
No. Friend zone don't exist.
Oh, you're wrong.
No, I'm not wrong.
You're doing something wrong.
If you get friend zone, she didn't want to fuck you to begin with.
That's true. That's a good theory.
Yeah, I don't know.
Friend zone doesn't exist. Friend zone don't exist. You know what friend zone is? Friend zone means she don't want you to begin with. Right?
She's pitying you.
That's when you go to girl 2.
That's right. That's when you move on to the next fish. You gotta, but like, there's no such thing as a friend zone. Friend zone's a fucking myth, right? You're just because you're nice to a girl and you treat her like a friend and she acts like a friend, but she don't find you sexually attractive. You are not in the friend zone. You're an actual friend, right? You know, it's like you're basically saying like, I'm so nice to you. You're lucky I don't rape you. You know.
At that point, you're just her friend.
Yeah. Bad man never. Oh, come man. Thank you for the $10, bad man. I'm not repeating that. But that's what it is. There's no such thing as a friend zone. People that plead the friend zone don't understand what they're actually dealing with. All right. But you got to interject yourself in your life. You got to be a person that she wants to be around. So like, find reasons to get her alone. You know, and talk, right? Find out her interests. Find out what she likes. Notice her body language. After you get time with her alone, or you might have to start out in a social setting. Be like, hey, you guys are going to the pizzeria this Friday? Or you guys going bowling this Friday? Hey, can I come along? You know, interject yourself into a group.
I agree with that, but I think you should flip it. You should, instead of saying, can I go along, you say, hey, this is what we're doing. Do you want to come along? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but she might not. She might not be comfortable with that. In fact, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing with women. If you, as a guy, go on a bad date, what's the worst thing that's going to happen to you?
You gonna get raped, son.
No. We're going on dates with girls, not other men. What's the worst thing that's going to happen to you? Worst thing that's going to happen to you is you're going to get stuck with a fucking bill tab and you're going to go home with some blue balls. That's what's going to happen to you. A girl has to be more trusting because they're smaller. They're generally more fragile. A girl could die on a bad date. So they got to be very selective. So it's easier to go along with them than to get them to come along with you. It can work both ways. But it's easier to disarm them around their friends. Because one, they actually care about their friends' opinions. Where they don't care about your friends' opinions. Their friends are going to be the ones that's going to talk to them after you leave. And all the other things in between. All right? So it's important to make a good presentation around their group, not your group. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, you might think my game is terrible, but, like, you know, it's finely crafted. Yeah, it most likely going to end up on a troll channel, and you're going to have, like, 50,000 little people that, Wings don't know shit. Wings don't know anything. Just having a girlfriend isn't... Here's the thing with a lot of people, right? They're in relationships they don't want to be in, just to be in a relationship. Girls and guys alike. Because people are very porn to something familiar. Like, I'm a victim of this myself, right? Like, I do a lot of things I do because it's familiar, and I'm afraid of change. And people fall into this category left, right, and center. Women stay in abusive relationships or marriages that they feel like they're trapped in because they don't know anything else but this abusive marriage or this relationship, because, like, they're afraid of what it could always be worse. People are so afraid of, like, could it be worse? And people usually expect the worst. People are afraid to change. She's not making my banquet meal. What? It's like that. It's like you can't do anything. Like I ate a banquet meal on stream and people are making it into a joke. Bad man, never pull out. Wait 8 months for glorious non-condom sex and then push her. Oh, come on, man. That's nah, man. That's bad.
What's a banquet meal?
It's like a little 300 calorie meal that you can get in the freezer section. Banquet meals are not really that good, man.
Wait, did the banquet meal people really reach out to sponsor you?
No.